let's take a look at the review, see how you folks did, and we'll learn a thing or helpful hint along the way. So I'm going to compare the following numbers. So when I compare, I've got three choices. I go less than, greater than, or equal to. So those are my three choices. So remember, my shortcut is I'm going to write one of the numbers above or below the other. I'm going to look left. So left of the decimal point's the same. 23, 23, 1, 0. Nope, that should be a 3, not a 1. Sorry. 3 is bigger than 0, so that's greater than. Coming over here, I'm going to write the number above again, 22 and 0, 3. So the 22 and 300ths. 22s are the same. 2 is bigger than 0, so this is less than. And then finally over here, write it above again. 23s are the same, 8s are the same, nothing and 0. Correct. Nothing and 0 are the same, so those are equal. Okay. Now I'm going to compare and order these, and the directions tell me to go from greatest to least. So when I look at the numbers left of the decimal point, I've got 23, 23, 23, 23. Then I've got 8, 8, 7, and 8. Well, I know 7's the smallest, so that's the least. I'm going to put that down at the bottom. Okay. I know the 8's are all the same. I've got 4, so nothing and nothing, which is the same thing as 0 and 0. Well, that's the least. So 23 and 8/10. 4 and 4 are the same. Nothing and 2. Well, nothing's less than 2, so go 23 and 84/100ths. And then the greatest is 23 and 842 thousandths. Okay. Continuing on to number 5, we've got 24 to the left of the decimal point. 24, 24, 24, and 24. This one's the only one with nothing to the left, to the right of the decimal point, so it is 24 is the smallest. 0, 6, 4. 0 is the smallest. 6 and 4. 4 is the smallest. 6 is the largest. So we got 24 and 60/100ths, 24 and 44/100ths, 24 and 6/100ths, and simply 24. 22, 22, 22, and 23. So 23 is the largest, so 23 and 1/10 goes up there. 4, 5, and 0. 5 is the next largest, so 22 and 54/100ths. 4 and 0. 4 is larger. 22 and 45/100ths, and then we're going to wrap it up with 22 and 6/100ths. Okay. Now we're going to round the following number to the given, should be given, place value. Tens place. It's right here. So I'm going to, the number to the right tells me what to do. Everything to the left stays the same. So 32,371,691, and the 8 tells the 0 to add 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay. Number 8, thousandths place. Tens, hundredths, thousandths. Again, I'm going to look to the right. We'll figure out what to do with that here in a minute. All the numbers to the left stay the same. The 4 tells the 7 to stay the same. So there's my answer. Okay. Number 9, thousands place. Right here. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So again, I'm going to look to the right. Everything to the left stays the same. And then the 6 tells the 1 to add 1, so that's a 2, not a 1. And then everything to the right turns into zeros. Now, I can put a decimal point in 4 zeros, but I don't want to because I don't want to say 0, 10 thousandths. I'm just going to leave it blank because nothing over here is the same thing as 0. Okay. The ones place. Again, I'm going to look to the number to the right, tells me what to do. Everything to the left stays the same. 0 tells the 1, 2, stay the same. So I'm going to keep it right there. 32,371,691. All right, now we're going to estimate and find the sum or difference. So when I estimate, all I care about is the place value furthest to the left. So I've got 200 minus 100. Now, most of your estimation, if you're not doing mental math, you are not estimating. Okay, I want the estimation to be as easy as humanly possible for you. Okay? If you have to think and you have to work, you are not estimating. Now, make sure that I line my decimal points up first, and then I'm going to write my number, so that way I don't get confused. I'm paying attention to the sign because it's subtraction. Fill in a 0 here, so 3, borrow, so 116 and 83 hundredths. My estimate was 100. It's pretty close. Okay, skip down to 13. So my estimate, this is really close to 40. This is close to 400. Add them up. 440. So again, mental math. Then my actual answer, I'm going to put the 419 up top. 419 and 32 hundredths plus 37 and 51 hundredths. I'm just going to add them up. Again, I pay attention to the sign, make sure it's the same. Almost caught myself there. 16, carry the 1, 5, and 4. So 456 and 83 hundredths matches. It's pretty darn close to 440. All right, moving along. 587 is close to 600. 54 is closer to 50. So again, all I'm doing is rounding to the place value furthest to the left. Should have one digit and the rest should be zeros. 650. So then the actual 587 in 19 hundredths. Again, I'm going to put my decimal point down to start with. 9, and then write my number that way. So on that way it ensures the decimal points are lined up. And then I add. 642 in 900ths and 650. Pretty close. All right, last problem. 146 is closer to 100 than it is closer to 200. 34 is closer to 30 than it is to 40. So when I subtract, I get 70. So let's do some actual subtraction here. So 146 and 7/10 minus 34 and 19 hundredths. Must put a 0 up there. Must put a 0 up there. Very important. So then I will subtract. Bring down my decimal point. Now, 112 and 70 aren't as close as the other problems, but let's take a look. We went from 146 to 100, so we dropped 47, or nearly 47. So that's why there's such a big disparity between my estimate and my actual. Okay, so hopefully, if you have any questions, come with your questions ready to go prior to the assessment tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow.